Congratulations to Paul and Linda.
40, right? Very happy for you guys, and have a lot of good memories of you guys that we wanted to share. Some of them, not all of them. Some of them probably shouldn't be shared on video.
Growing up as surrogate Demant children, part of the Demant household. One of the ones that sticks with me the strongest or the most is going to be waking up at 1 o'clock in the morning, woken up at 1 o'clock in the morning by Paul. I don't think he was wearing anything but a towel. We slept over, we were on the living room floor, and I'd never called my mom to tell her that I was spending the night. And she called at 1 o'clock in the morning, and Paul comes in and woke me up and says, "Call your mother." And nothing but a towel. Good thing it was dark.
Yeah, I too have a 1 a.m. story. The first time I ever stayed the night at someone's house, at a friend's house, it was the Demants. And Linda was vacuuming at 1 in the morning, which woke me up, and apparently after that I wanted to go home, because in my world you just didn't vacuum at 1 in the morning, and so I wanted to go back home where the routine was a little more predictable than it was at the Demant house.
After high school, right after high school, Joel had moved to Thousand Oaks for college, and we wanted to watch a movie. I think it was a Die Hard, or it was a Die Hard movie. Lethal Weapon, I think.
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
We couldn't watch it at my house, and we couldn't watch it at your house because of your mom. So we went to the Demant's house and hung out there without any Demant children living there, other than Seth.
Yeah, I could always count on the Demants to let us watch movies that we would otherwise not be allowed to watch. Another first is the first rated R movie I ever saw. I think it was Braveheart, and it was at their house. And Linda knew. I mean, Linda was right there, and she said, "Oh, it's so good, you have to see it. Just don't tell your mother." And Linda, I promise, to this day, I have not told my mother, and I probably never will. So that secret is safe. And let's see, speaking of being a surrogate Demant, at my, I think it was high school graduation party, Linda, you gave me a bunch of things, but they all came in this blue bowl that said David Demant on it. And I don't know if you realized it, but you also wrote a small check, and you made the check out to David Demant. Which, fortunately, I don't think the folks at the bank caught, because I was able to cash it, but that just goes to show that we were part of the family.
You would get in trouble if you knocked on the front door. If it was unlocked, you're supposed to just go in, just walk in. Paul would get mad at you if you
made them get up.
You made him get up to answer the door for somebody who belongs there.
Right.
But as a precautionary measure, we would enter the home, and then we would announce our presence in case somebody was unclothed.
Was naked, yes.
Yeah.
That was the thing. As a DAC with my family, I had a hard time with that. So the compromise I made was that I would just open the door, but then I would knock on the way in. That was I had to keep some sense of me being proper, but still not making the Demants get up. Well, and that's one of the fondest memories, I think, looking back. I mean, we had tons of fun over the Demant house every time. It was always the go-to house in a lot of ways. But the door was always open.
It was open,
I mean, if someone was home, the door was open, and absolutely anybody could come in. And there were always people there. I mean, it was rare that it was just the Demants. There was usually some church member or family member or someone that was just there. You kind of wave on the way in and just walk by and go back and hang out. And looking back, I realized, especially as a pastor and a pastor's family, Paul and Linda, you guys could have easily, put up some reasonable boundaries against that fishbowl experience to protect your private life from the church life. But you guys didn't do that. They always left the house open, left the family open. The hospitality was incredible, and I mean, as a pastor myself now, I'm so thankful for that example. You, if anything, embraced the fishbowl. Everybody loves you for it, so thank you. I'm a pastor. I have to get serious for a minute at least.
No, that's good.
I played Trivial. One more thing.
Go.
So I do remember playing Trivial Pursuit with, I think it was just Joel and Tara, maybe Seth and Linda. That's the only time I've ever played any game, especially Trivial Pursuit, where the person who started the game won the game in the same turn. Thanks, Linda, for knowing everything.